Hey guys, Icarus here, welcoming you back to Author's Notes. This time it's Chapter 3 of The Last Great Airbender, called The Misty Palms Oasis Part 1. And actually I'm going to do Part 2, Chapter 4, at the same time, now that I've uploaded it. So, not really much to say about these chapters. It's pretty much just a thing, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a recap, not a recap. Just like going through the episode that it's based on. In terms of Misty Palms Oasis Part 1, the really only thing that I have that is different, I guess, sort of, is actually two things. One, the very first part where Yuto is diving to save Korra. Alright, so I that part I really kind of well, it's kind of like a typical like falling scene where if they're going to get something or has a clear goal in mind, they just think of that and only that in order to distract themselves from their fear, you know. So that's kind of what I was going for there. So that's that. And then I really didn't want to spend a lot of time down below Zaofu, because that would have been a little bit boring, and also, it would have been a bit boring because Korra is incapacitated at this point. The sedative, or the paralyzation, as I found out later it was still active. So she couldn't really respond or do anything, so that would have gotten really old if I kept going for more than a couple paragraphs. So, pretty much, the main thing for me is I tweaked the story slightly to where it was just going to be Yuto and Korra going alone to Misty Palms Oasis, and I also cut out that entire thing about finding out who it was, because that honestly was one of the weaker parts of the season, for me anyway. So I basically took that whole part out, said Aiwei fled, right? And then I said that Yuto and Korra were going to go and find him alone. However, that I realized wouldn't work later simply because of the attack at Misty Palms Oasis in Season 3. Where I would have needed a lot more people to make it work, so I just had Team Avatar come like they did in the show, and come with them. I was originally one thing about Part 1. One more thing. I was originally going to reference Suyin's criminal past by when she's scolding Yuto and Korra about sneaking off. I was going to have her say, "And what were you thinking going up the elevator with an inexperienced metal bender? Don't you know how much noise that'll make?" So I kind of wanted to reference that, but I decided against it since I didn't have the backstory in the actual story, in the actual story. So you would have had to like seen the show to to fully appreciate it, and that's not really something I want to do. So, yeah, and you'll find out later that I am making efforts to explain things that you may already know. So, yeah, that's Misty Palms Oasis Part 1. Part 2, on the other hand, is honestly really short. It's about 600 to 800 words shorter than my regular ones, and the real reason for that is, if you think about it, really not a lot goes on in Misty Palms Oasis, and basically what I probably would have done if this was a second revision, I would have put Misty Palms Oasis Part 1 and Part 2 together so that it's just like one big chapter. But in terms of this one, I really wanted to get a chapter out every day, or almost every day, and I didn't have Part 2 done by, I believe, yesterday when it came out. So I only just finished it this morning. So, yeah. I basically put it up as 2 separate chapters. So, yeah. Misty Palms Oasis Part 2, I took out the whole subplot about the fans of Nuktuk, or whatever Bolan's movie name was. Those fans in Misty Palms Oasis. I took that whole thing out. I replaced their search with Yuto and Korra, and I introduced meditation to Yuto, which leads to the cliffhanger of Juan being inside his subconscious or something. So yeah, that's about it. Honestly, you'll find out more of why I did what I did in terms of the meditation thing next time. So, and honestly, a lot of this was just redoing what was already in the show. So there's not really a lot of behind the scenes about it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Subscribe, like, comment. It's not criticism, I was welcome. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.